Hello, my name is Percival Peregrine, and I am tired. I got back in earlier today, honestly just a couple hours ago. Back from my vacation. It was a lot of fun. Yeah, I had a good time. I went to New York, and I basically spent each day at a different art museum. So I got to see a lot of really cool stuff. What do we do? The first day we went to the Met, and I really liked the Met. The Met was awesome, but also it was huge. So, despite being like the thing we did that day, we saw like half of it. Like at some point I'm gonna have to go back and see like the rest of the Met because it is way bigger than anything I could have managed in a single day. And we didn't have time to devote another day to it because we had a pretty limited window to be there and a lot of other shit to see. And also, it was really fucking cold. I think it was like in the single digits Fahrenheit with wind chill making it feels like negative teens. So, like, half hour walk across Central Park to get from my hotel to the Met was brutal. Oh my gosh, especially when the wind was going, it was rough. I understand why all of my fellow Falcons come south for the winter when that happens, cause like holy shit, that was awful. Warmed up a lot more in the latter half of the trip, so that was fun. I was fine there. I got to actually hang out in just barely below freezing temperatures instead of like significantly below freezing. It was actually really comfortable. The jackets I had were more than plenty warm. It was really nice. Once it started warming up a bit. The next day, went out to the New York Historical, which I'm actually a little salty about because I went there specifically because I wanted to see the Thomas Cole paintings, right? They're like featured on the website. It's like one of the things it's more known for, and they weren't on display. They weren't on display. So really the only cool thing they had there was the Tiffany glass collection, which was admittedly really awesome, but a lot of the rest of that museum was kind of disappointing. Like they also talk about having like the biggest collection of the Audubon Birds of America prints, but then at any given time they display like four in a tiny room. Like what are we doing here, people? Come on. After that, I went to the Guggenheim. I liked the Guggenheim. The Guggenheim was really nice. The building is gorgeous. It's a Frank Lloyd Wright, and like just the architecture of the gallery itself was just such a pleasure to walk around and look in. The exhibits themselves were pretty small. Again, it's kind of the off season for tourism, so they had like the big spiral rotunda closed off for installation of new stuff. They had the entire floor closed off for installation of new stuff. I got my tickets for like half off, and I was wondering why until I got in there. I realized it's because about half the museum was closed. But the stuff that was there was pretty cool. I had a whole like Rauschenberg exhibit, it was pretty neat. And then the last like full day that I was there, I went to the MoMA, and I think the MoMA might have to have been my favorite my favorite of the trips we had. Like that was a really cool museum. Especially their what was it? It was like 1880s through 1940s exhibit that had like all of the cubist art because it had some post-impressionists. It had, of course, Vincent van Gogh's Starry Night, as well as some Cezannes. I think there was a Renoir in there somewhere. It had Monet's like giant water lilies panel, but then it also had a whole bunch of Cubist art. Obviously, a lot of Picasso, but a number of others as well. And that was so cool. I'm a big Cubist enjoyer. I think some of the Cubist art is really really nice, and it's kind of wild to think that it's only like 30 years separated from like Impressionism, and we've already taken such dramatic steps against representation, like representative art. That was a huge step forward in like the abstract movements and whatnot. A little bit of surrealism there as well. They had Salvador Dali's The Treachery of Images, which was really cool to see. It was a lot smaller in person than I expected. Uh, at least, or, not The Treachery of Images. Fucking, that's not Dali, and it's also in France. Sorry, The Persistence of Memory. I'm tired. I'm making art history mistakes. But my mom was there with me, and apparently when she was looking at The Persistence of Memory, like some couple came along and they posed to get a picture of a girl like pretending to look real close at the painting, and as soon as the picture was snapped, they walked away. Like we were just like, my mom was complaining a lot about people being like performatively into the art on display for their like Instagrams and whatnot. Because of course she her degree wasn't in art history, I don't think, but she took art history courses in college, as did I. So like this was this trip kind of was inspired by the fact that I took some art history courses at the end of my undergrad, and now that I had like the skill set to really understand and contextualize art, I wanted to really take advantage of it. So we finally managed to make this trip happen, and it was, yeah, it was awesome. Some of the more contemporary pieces I wasn't as huge on. There's a lot of like there's like a whole Pollock gallery, and I'm just outside of like maybe Kandinsky, I'm not super huge on abstract expressionism. Uh, I did like I liked some of the other abstract artists, but abstract expressionism in particular just doesn't really do it for me, to be completely honest with you. What were some of the ones I saw that I liked? I took a number of pictures. There was some really cool works by Bridget Riley that did like interesting things with like black and white patterning and depicting the art in a 3D space, as well as Soto. Those were both pretty cool. There were some Rauschenbergs there as well, which I really enjoyed. There was, of course, uh, Rene Magritte. There was, here it is. It was the a number of Mondrains, which I know some people like don't care for Mondrain. They do the whole like, oh, my toddler could have drawn that because it's like just geometrical like lines and filled in color. But I think there's something to be said for doing it in a way that it specifically looks good, you know? There was Marcel Duchamp Ready Made. It was a shovel and it was titled In Advance of a Broken Arm. Uh, I don't normally go for ready-mades from anyone other than Duchamp, but Duchamp does it well. I think I like the way Duchamp does his ready-mades. They're just like funny. A lot of really interesting stuff in there that like played around with the frame itself as an element of the composition, like the shape of the panel. A lot of the stuff I had seen beforehand was all like I've seen a lot of Renaissance art when I studied, just as a consequence of where I did my studying. So the frame as an element of the art is only as much as like in as much as it's a decorative frame, you know? So stuff like I've got a really deep frame to give more of a sense of depth or a portal, or we have a canvas cut into a non-standard shape instead of just a rectangle. Like a lot of that was really cool to see. So those were all some of the more fun things to do. I spent a decent chunk of time after it had warmed up, just like walking through Central Park one day. Looked very pretty with all of the snow down and all of that. And we went to a couple Broadway shows. We went to Moulin Rouge and Two Strangers Carry a Cake Across New York, but my favorite show that I had went to was actually Little Shop of Horrors, which was actually off Broadway, but it was phenomenal. They did such a good job. So that's where I've been. It was a lot of fun. I'm glad to have done it, but it did feel a little weird to be sitting in my hotel on Monday night thinking like, shit, this is when I would normally be streaming. And I just wasn't streaming. So now that I'm back, I would like to get into it. We are maybe finishing up Cruelty Squad today. I've heard tell it is approximately 6 hours long. So we might be able to finish up. Hey, Lighthouse. Welcome, welcome. How you been? Yeah, we might have enough time to finish up today. I'm not entirely certain. Because I don't actually know how long it is. I've just had vague estimates told to me from other people. Alright. Going hard into Nioh 3. So I've heard really mixed things about that. The people that can actually get it to run on their computers are telling me that it's, like, incredible. But also about half of the Steam reviews are, like, not recommended, saying that it's, like, a horribly optimized game that, like, runs like shit on PC. And there's, like, no reason their machines should be struggling to run it. Has that been consistent with your experience? Because from what little I've heard about it, it seems like it would be probably pretty up my alley, but... Well, my hardware is already a little dated, so if it's a poorly optimized game on top of having super dated hardware to run it, I just don't think it would run on my computer. Like, Monster Hunter Wilds didn't. Alright. What is this mission? We have finally discovered the base of the Eternal Swamp Cult. Been launching assaults against our fracking operations for months now, fucking up our profits. If you go in there and kill their leader, Wild Pig, they'll be sure to devolve into endless infighting and bickering. Remember, don't eat any berries you can't identify. Okay, what have I left off on? There's, Oh, I forgot to, like, look up how the stock market works in this game. I absolutely did not do that. People might just have shit systems. I mean, I have shit systems. Why is GTC flatlined at 87 cents? Hot new startup. That's someone we did something about? But yeah, I'm mostly just a little worried that I wouldn't be able to do anything to run it. Part of that is Chrome likes to steal resources. You use Chrome? I've always been a Firefox user. Games. In Tumble, apparently. Pizza House. Just gonna like buy a couple of stocks now and sell them after the mission is over. Could also do a fish market. I'm told there's like some way to go fishing in this game, but I haven't found a fishing rod. Which is maybe for the best. I don't want to like get all that terribly distracted. Oh shit. Augmented brains. These were like monotonically increasing for a while. And now they're going way down. Good old pancreas is still very reliable. Alright, let's stop fucking around. Let's just do the mission. It's the best game to learn the series? Interesting. I'm always, like, chronically tempted. I want to immediately break my advice and start eating a berry I can't identify just because I'm curious what'll happen. But I'm always, like, chronically someone who wants to, like... Does this poison me? It does. It does poison me. Okay, yellow ones stop the poison. Good to know. Does this one also do the poison? I figured as much. Yeah, I'm in the Miyazaki area. Ow. In the Miyazaki swamp. Yeah, I'm always tempted when I, like, do a game franchise to, like, start out in whatever, like, the first ones were, so I can see where it went. Where am I supposed to be fucking going? Oh, I'm supposed to be going here. Hang on, do I not have my... Do I not have my gunk boosters equipped? Where's my double jump? I swear to God I had a double jump. Hang on, I swear I had a fucking double jump at the end of last game. Oh, all my shit got unequipped. Why? Why did all my shit get unequipped when I, like, closed out of the game? How do I know which ones I have? It's the ones that don't have price tags on them, I assume. Tactical blast shield. Okay. Extravagant suit. I got also this. I really want the grapple intestine arms. I think those would be really fun to start working around with. Grab my gunk boosters, grab my life sensor. There we go. Apparently it just, like, unequips all of your shit. For some reason. These go up? No. Unequips all of your fucking cybernetics in between levels, but not, so far as I can tell, your, like, weaponry. Nio 2 is chronologically first. Interesting, so it's kind of like DMC in that sense, because DMC 3 was the first one. Okay. You sure you want to send it? Probably it picked up the fact that you said screw yourself and thought you were, like, shit-talking me. That's really funny. What are you? Oh, I see. Can I aim? Oh, whoops. I slipped into a poison swamp. Full of poison critters. Yeah, I used to, like... Ow. Ow. Well... people up here. These just more... I think they're more rats based on how they're moving. Yeah. They are, in fact, more rats based on how they're moving. Wait, no, it does change my weaponry off. What the fuck? This is not... This is the SMG. This isn't my, burst rifle. That's different. What the fuck just exploded and hit me? Who's looking? Oh, there's you up there. I didn't see you. My bad. Alright, so let's go this way, yeah? Whole bunch of... Yeah, I need to actually get my gear back. This is not working. Give me my gun back. I don't want this stupid fucking SMG. I want my... Yeah, my X20. Significantly more useful. There we go. Now I can, like, shoot at stuff from a distance. Oh, I forgot I can do that. Alright. Now, there was, like, someone over this way. Pretty sure. Someone, like, on the other side of this tree. I'm wondering if they're gonna be a problem or not. Let me test something. Does this give me, like, a brief... It does not. That's tragic. I was really hoping it would give me a brief window to not be poisoned instead of just curing my poison when it shows up. Sadly, no dice. Come on. There we go. Deal with the rats. Now, there's someone in here. I'd like to have them dealt with. Ah, fuck. Hoped I could make it. Didn't work. Ow. I got a guy all the way up there. Oh. Oh. Their AI wasn't built for that, I don't think. Oh, that's a car. It's not a person. Alright, and there's also someone up here, usually? No, they're up here. We get angle. Problem is... There we go. It's a little hard to get the angle on them without also putting yourself into the goo, which I would very much like to avoid, believe it or not. I don't want to stand in the Miyazaki poison swamp. Oh, they have toxin grenades. Okay. Oh, you didn't die from that. That's less than ideal. Okay. Okay. There's normally, like, sounds in this at some point. Ah, okay. This is the toxin grenade launcher that we were... God awful fire rate. It's very much bouncy. Okay. Oops, not that. Got several body parts at least. This level, hi Bellamy. I'm in the poison swamp. I don't like it here. Fuck! Yeah, I'm in the Miyazaki swamp. This shit sucks. I don't even know if I'm going the right way. I think the worst of all, you had the Cheez-It one, makes you feel like Dark Soul. John Dark Soul. The worst thing is these little rat fuckers. Because they're so tiny, but if they touch you, it's like 40 damage. Come on. There we go. Little dickhead rats. I don't like them. Motherfucker. Get... Stop running. Yeah. You slightly mistouch. Dip your toe in and it's half your goddamn health. Rubber. What are we doing here? Okay. Any organs here I can harvest? Nice little liver. A kidney. Now, little bro with the toxin grenade launchers hiding behind that door. Get him dealt with ASAP. Thank you. Thank you. I think the most jarring thing about this one is where the fuck is the music? Like, this game has a pretty good, if very bizarre and strange and confusing soundtrack for, like, the rest of the game. Where's the music for this part? Alright, I'm gonna collect my gas grenade. I don't know if I'm necessarily going to use it, but I want to carry it out of the mission so that I have unlocked it. Because I must collect. It is required of me. Don't like ambient squelching? Believe it or not, the answer may shock you. Also, I'm sorry to say, Belle, but you missed it. I was talking about, like, all the fucking art galleries I visited on my vacation. I know you're something of an art history aficionado. Ah, this one went into the drink. I wanted to pick up the extra grenades off of you. Damn. Okay. The peep the VOD. Yeah, it'll be up. Motherfucker. Well, I'm dead. So, goodbye. Maybe I can make it back to the berries in time? Barely make it back to the berries in time. But yeah. The general upshot. The cubism was really cool in the MOBA. The Pollux and whatnot, a little less so. What is that? Is that pizza? Is this gonna poison me? Awesome. Cool. What's the blue one do? Ooh, it heals you. Not appendix maxing? I would be if I had $50,000, but, Pizza House is, not going so great. My Pizza House investment, I think, is ill-advised. Alright, well... There's a lot I could do about that one. Unfortunately. There's a civilian on this map? That's funny. Who the fuck is just, like, hanging out here in the Miyazaki swamp? Alright. It is, as far as I can tell, faster to be gunk boosting through that. So we're gonna keep doing that. For that area where we're, like, required to take a dive. I'm just not going to take the 50 HP hit for that. That's just not worth doing. Yeah, historically, everyone's favorite levels. The poison swamps. Come on. And click. Nope. Click. There we go. Need a little bit more HP. Oh gosh. There we go. Ow, these fucking rats came down. Why? They've, like, never done that before. Well, that's half my health gone. GG's. How do I get an angle on that guy effectively? That's what I want to know. There we go. Any organs I can pick up? Doesn't look like it. Ambient squelching is continuing. Oof. Gotta be like something you can do with those, right? Doesn't feel correct that they're just there for decoration. Fucking strafing me, he's juking me. Okay. Kobe. Maybe that'll get someone. Aggroed someone, I think. Oh, hello. Where's my gun? Why did my gun not shoot that entire time? Where did you come from? You know, it is very odd that none of these enemies make any noise whatsoever when they're, like, just out walking around. Not 100% sure, why that is the case. No, go. Go the fuck away, rat. Perish. I think he's stuck. I think that rat is stuck, actually. Well. I just want to, like, schmoo with my gunk boosters, and it's just not letting me. It's just barely outside of range of these double jumps, man. Sucks. Alright, come on. Appendix would definitely make this easier, because I could, like, go, like, up here, you know? A little wild how better you know what it is, Belle? It's reminiscent of the old arcade light guns. I don't know if you've ever played those, but the way you would reload those is you would just, like, shoot off screen. This calls back to mind that. Yeah, Time Crisis. Yeah, it's very nostalgic as a result. Like, fine, I'll do this the boring way. I kind of want to walk forward just enough to coerce for rats to drop down. I don't think we're gonna. Alright. We will snipe out these guys that can see me. And now I will walk forward enough for the rats to come down. And then I'll kill the rats. There we go. Now they can't just get an incidental touch of death on me. Mm-hmm. Yep. Ooh. Guy had a couple organs on him. That's nice. Liver. Now, can I get... I can't tell if that's a person or a rock in, like, the grainy gray scope of this gun. I think it's a rock. I'm pretty sure. Unfortunately, my life form scanner doesn't scan life forms at quite the range I would like it to. So, I have to make a little bit of educated guessing. Alright. Ooh, lived the first one. There we go. Okay, now we pick up the new gun. Hey, we got him. Okay. Now there's a guy around here. Pop around and murk him. Nice and easy, nice and easy. Now where is everyone else? We're back up to full HP. Which is to say we will lose half our health once again if we ever dip our toes in the goddamn poison swamp. But... oh, hey. Healing bush. Let me experiment. Does this... it does not increase you above your maximum. Good to know. Figured I had to check, you know? This feels like a game that would have, like, a Doom Mega Health pickup. If any of them would. Okay, now this gives out. I dink the target with a poison grenade. I've tried them a couple times, I just don't know what distance I'm at. Oh hey, that was close enough. Sweet. Yeah, I've tried to Kobe that before, but I was not close enough previously. Of course, now I have to work out the most efficient way back out to the exit. The really rough part about the poison grenades are the weapon switch times afterwards. Low key. But otherwise, it is actually remarkably effective. You're up there. You were up there, now you're dead. Okay. Acquire whatever organs I can off of these schmucks. Appendix ain't gonna pay for itself. There's you and you. Okay, now how do I get out of here? What's the best path back to the exit? Kidney, that's it. A little disappointing. Reasonable healing to be had there. Now where am I I going to get back to the exit? Cruelty taking out hits naked. I don't know if I know who Lieutenant Kusanagi is off the top of my head. But Mr. Cruelty is wearing a combat vest. Ghost in the Shell? Believe it or not, haven't actually seen Ghost in the Shell yet. I know. But he's wearing a combat vest. Like, gives me any amount of armor. And other than that, I don't know for sure. Well, that's disappointing. Causes a problem. Yeah, because I still need to figure out how to get back efficiently, and this is not quite fast enough? Yeah, it's not quite fast enough. Wait, I don't understand. Civilians lost 2 out of 1. I don't even know where they were, but also, what the fuck? What do you mean I killed more civilians than were there? Okay, but we know the route. I'm going to try to Kobe the grenade from before I cross the bridge, so that I don't have to I just don't have to worry about navigating my way around when it gives out. That feels probably wise overall. Bongo turtles. Hello, hello, welcome in.